promised. CVM harks back to an offensive by the security forces in Tivoli Gardens in 2005, in which Christopher Coke was detained briefly. Member of Parliament Bruce Golding had raised grave concerns about the conduct of the security forces, but is now being accused by his predecessor, Edward Siaga, of neglecting the constituents. Garfield Burford has that flashback.
Western Kingston seemed the right fit for Bruce Golding when he returned to the JLP from what some would call his 7-year journey of enlightenment, during which he formed the National Democratic Movement. An acute bout of NDM blues made the pastures of the JLP look that much greener for Mr. Golding.
He should have gone to Spanish Town, where he has represented before, and let Babsy Grange come there. That's what I advised.
But in the months after being elected to the seat, Mr. Golding sought to prove he was the man for Western Kingston. October 4, 2005, he stood with his constituents as the police and military launched a major incursion. He was even engaged in a heated verbal exchange with then Superintendent Gilbert Kamika.
What is the clear breach in the 2 women who were shot this morning? One of them may die. That is a clear breach, and if she dies, that is murder. Do you understand that, Mr. Kamika? Okay. But you appear to have no concern whatsoever. Your greater concern is about the breach of the curfew order.
Mr. Golding insisted he would stay in the area until he was comfortable residents would be protected, and argued politics was at play in that 2005 operation.
The people are very angry because they've been through this before. Whenever we are approaching an election, they go through this. They are subjected to this kind of treatment. And I am not in a position to persuade them that this incident is not the photocopy of what took place prior to the 2002 elections and what took place prior to the 1997 election. And it is obvious to us now that an election is going to be held very shortly. Hence, West Kingston and Tivoli Gardens in particular must be beat upon.
Interestingly, Christopher Dadda's Coke was detained in that operation but shortly afterward released. Fast forward just under 5 years and it's a different situation. Mr. Golding is now being criticized in some quarters for not having gone to his constituency since the operation was launched on Monday. As Prime Minister, it is argued he has more permutations to consider.
He has to be guided. It's a military police operation, and they have to tell him when it is safe for the Prime Minister to enter a literal battle zone. So it's not his decision right now.
However, Mr. Golding's predecessor as MP, Edward Siaga, says Mr. Golding now has the authority to do something about the operation.
What you're asking me is, what is his role if this conduct is going on and he can make the decision to stop it? Why is he not doing so? That's what you're asking me. Well, I can only tell you that since he has become Prime Minister, he has neglected the area, and I'm not talking about Tivoli Gardens, the entire West Kingston, neglected it.
Garfield Burford, CVM News.
News from the region now. A powerful tropical storm has struck Guatemala, bringing torrential rains that have added to the disruption caused by an erupting volcano.